Hello and welcome to Knitting with Trillemor. My name is Charlotte and I am coming to you from Denmark. I really hope that you have been enjoying the Knitathon so far. I will be the last one before Pia is doing the closing ceremony in about an hour. Maybe some of you have been here before and I'm very pleased that you found your way back. Maybe some of you have never been here before. And nevertheless, I welcome all of you. I hope I can inspire you a little bit today. I've been thinking a lot about what I wanted to talk to you about today. But before I start, I guess I will just tell a little bit about myself. In my daily life, I'm working as a school nurse. I love my job and I also love to knit. Knitting is, it's the craft I do most. I do crochet and I do some embroidery once in a while, but knitting is, it's my heartblood. I guess you could call me some kind of knitting nerd. And also, I love yarns. I love the hand-dyed yarns, and I guess you could call me some kind of yarn collector, or maybe even a yarn hoarder. I don't know. But nevertheless, we are going to talk a little bit about some of my yarns later in this little episode. I'm living with my husband and our little dog. She's getting a little old and she is lying next to me. So if, we'll see if she will keep sleeping or if I need to let her out. I don't know yet. We'll see. She always likes to stay where I am. And well, if any of you have a dog, you know what I'm talking about. They are just fantastic creatures. I have 4 adult sons. 3 of them are triplets, and the triplets in Denmark is called trillinger, and that's how I got my nickname Trillemor. It's, I guess, a kind of nickname for triplet mom. So if you ever wonder why I chose that name, well, now you know. Today I have decided that I will talk a little bit about my yarn collection. I often get questions about some of my beautiful hand-dyed yarns I have behind me. And on this shelf, most of the yarns are minis here. And almost all of the yarns are sock yarns, and I will not be talking so much about them. It's just hand-dyed sock yarns from sock clubs and mystery yarn clubs and things like that. I have a little mohair, I guess it's mohair and silk blend from a yarn shop that closed a couple of years ago. I'm just saving those. I have a project in my mind, and I might want to tell a little bit about that one later. I'm not quite sure yet. But the ones I have on this shelf up here, most of them are bought with a special project in mind. And that is the ones I will be talking about today. I will make a little switch in a while. And I will empty my shelf, and then I will find the patterns and show which yarns I am using for which patterns. So I guess you will not notice the switch so much, but right now I am taking a little break. Ready to move on? the shelf is empty, and I will take you through some of the projects I have on my mind, or I had on my mind when I bought the yarn. Some of them were kits, and some of them I just found the yarn and I had a special project on my mind. I will start with some shawls. I have 3 shawls on my knitting list. The first one is the Solvay shawl from Valentina's Knits. The Solvay shawl is made, I will put in a picture so you can see which one I'm talking about. The Solvay shawl is made in lace weight yarn and with fingering yarn. And I bought the original colors by Volissimi. Volissimi is a French yarn dyer. I think she makes very beautiful colors. This would be the mohair with some yellows and blues and grays and green. A little out of my comfort zone, but they will be held together. Oops. With this, which is a yak merino and silk blend, and I have 3 skeins of this one. These are undyed, and the color of the mohair is called Riviera. I guess like the French Riviera, maybe. This will be, yeah, they will be on the shelf again when I'm done, because I'm not ready for this one yet, but yeah, I love my shelf with all my yarns, and I'm looking at them every day, and it makes me happy. And well, maybe I'm just a crazy yarn lady, but I'm looking forward to getting this one on my needles, but I'm not ready for it right now. I guess I will put them on the floor. So this would be a project to be. Another project I have the yarn for is the Fenwick shawl. The Fenwick shawl is by Unwind Knitwear, Rachel Illesley. This is made in 2022. I think the pattern was released in 2022. Again, I will put in a picture about, showing the shawl. I think it's very, very beautiful shawl. I love these bows. Yeah, I love everything about this shawl. I think it's very pretty. The shawl is made in, yeah, it's a fingering weight. The sample has been worked in Miss Lamotte yarns. The Lustra fingering weight base, which is a superwash merino, kid mohair, mulberry silk, and polyamide. And actually, I bought that yarn a couple of years ago. When the pattern came out, I just needed the yarn from Miss Lamotte. Miss Lamotte is based in, I think, South Africa. And I have to be honest, it was very expensive because I had to pay taxes. I don't think I will order from Lamotte again. It's such a wonderful, luxurious yarn. It really is, but I think it got a little too expensive. And we have very, very, very talented yarn dyers in Denmark. So, but the colors for this one, oh my god, they are so beautiful. This one is called Silver Bolaf. I can't read it. Can any of you read what it says? Silver something. And I have one called South Sea Peen. This is this one. It's also very, very, very beautiful. So many fine colors is in this one. And the last one is called, oh, it's the same. It's the same. These two are the same color. So it's South Sea Peen, as you can see right there. Yes. I'm really looking forward to getting this one on my needles as well. I have never knit in this blend before, but the shawl for sure will be very beautiful. And the last shawl in this round anyway is the Aster Shawl by Natasha Hornby. The Aster Shawl was a kit I bought with Woolissime Yarns. Again, it's Woolissime Yarns, and that's because Natasha from Woolissime Yarns had a cooperation with Natasha Hornby and dyed the yarns for the shawl, and I bought the original colors. So I have these colors for my shawl. This one is called Ronsard, and this is Rosa and Sapphire, these two colors. So, like this. So this one also is on the knitting list for some time in the future. Not any specific time, but sometime. And they will get on the shelf again and just look pretty. Yeah, that was the shawls. Then I fell in love with Keep It Warm sweater by, oh, she changed her name. When I bought the pattern, she calls herself a Spoonful of Talent. I think she calls herself Atelier Sure or something like that now. This is the one I'm talking about. And it's also a couple of years ago since this pattern was released. Actually, I don't know if I have a date. It doesn't say anything about it in the pattern. But the yarn I chose for this one is from a Danish yarn dyer called DDK. And I have this beautiful purple color. And I am going to pair it with mohair silk from Lanagato. I have this light purple. I'm going to pair these two to make me a nice Keep It Warm sweater. And actually I think this one will be on my needles during this winter. That's my plan anyway, but my plans can change like that. But this is just 100% merino. It doesn't say anything about it's superwash or not. The color is called Cottage Garden, and the purple one is number A4259. So yet another project to be yes. And then I think it is 3 years ago I fell in love with Orbits. This is also from Unwind Knitwear. She makes very beautiful colorwork patterns, and this one absolutely is no exception. Orbits is this beauty. And the color I have chosen, again, this is Woolissimi yarns. I've bought a lot of yarns from Woolissimi. I have, well, a lot of Valentina Knits models for about 3 years ago were made in yarns from Woolissimi. I have been testing a lot of Valentina Knits models. If you don't know her, please check her out. She makes very beautiful sweaters and things like that, tees and sweaters. And often I got a little discount when I bought the yarn for the test, and then I got to know the Woolissimi yarns, and I have been buying yarns from her several times before or after that. And this one is the base Lou, and that is 100% merino superwash. This, I actually think this one is undyed, but it says cray for the color. And that would be my base, my main color, and my contrast color for the pattern will be this one. This one is called Rosa. Yeah, and again, it was for the Orbit. Yeah. And sitting with this yarn, oh, my finger is starting to burn. I have too little time for all those things I really want to knit. This is crazy. I wish I had more time for knitting, but I don't. I have to go to work once in a while. Most of us have. Down on the floor with that. Okay, and then a couple of years ago also I fell in love with this Sorel. I think it's called Sorel or Sorrel. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's from Wool and Pine, and this one is the one I'm talking about. Also the winter model with the mohair, I bought the yarn again from Woolissimi Yarns. In the beginning, Woolissimi Yarns did only buy solid or semi-solid colors, but then she started playing a little bit with speckles, and I fell in love with this one. This one is called Hydra, and it is the base merino and silk, 80% merino and 20% silk. This is a little thin yarn. It has 600 meters per 100 grams. And I am pairing this one with the one called Glacier, and this is the one. Mohair silk again. Some nice yarns that usually would be lying on my shelf. They will be on the shelf again for the next time I am sending a podcast for sure, because it's not yet. I'm not doing this one yet, but sometime I always hope that I can knit more than I can, and I always think, oh, I need to have this one and I want to do it this winter. I've been thinking that the last 2 winters, but then I fall into some rabbit holes with testing and things like that, and then, well, then they come in the back of the row. But someday I will for sure be making my Sorel in this beautiful yarn. So far so good. Very, very, very nice yarns. Am I right? Okay, then a couple of years ago I started to knit the Pagan Sky by Knits. Knits, I really think, is a talented designer. It is this one, the Pagan Sky. Unfortunately, I started knitting it in a fingering weight yarn and I couldn't get the gauge. It was too thin. Again, I bought the yarns from Woolissimi. I have these colors for my Pagan Sky. This one is called Cedre Bleu, like cedar trees, I think should be inspiration for this color. And they will be paired with the light color is called Celadon. It's Woolissimi yarn is French, and I do not know how to speak French, so I really don't know if I'm pronouncing it properly. I of course hope you bear with me. But Celadon and Cedre Bleu are the colors for my Pagan Sky, and I decided to get the gauge that I will pair it with this mulberry silk and baby suri alpaca. So I contacted Woolissimi to make her dye the exact same colors for me for this suri silk alpaca. So I will be knitting with these two blends. The main color is actually a sport weight, and that's why I thought it would be easy for me to get the gauge, but I didn't like the result. I didn't like the fabric when I knitted it, and that's why I decided to put in the suri silk with it. So the Pagan Sky is stranded colorwork, and it's so very beautiful. I like Knit's patterns. I think she makes very, very beautiful patterns. A lot of them are colorwork, stranded colorwork patterns. She also makes have made a lot of sock patterns. The Pagan Sky pattern was released in 2021. Actually, I am doing a test knit for Knits right now. I'm not showing that one today because it's in my living room and I don't want to get up and get it. But for sure, I will be talking about it on my next episode. So you're welcome to tune in if you want to know more about that one. That was the Pagan Sky in, again, the Woolissimi yarns. So far, so good. Am I talking too fast? I might be, but I'm not quite done. This summer, I went to a friend of mine to try to dye some yarn with plants. And we also did some cochenille dyeing, and that resulted in these 3 skeins. This is merino, silk and cashmere, and I dyed these especially so they could go with this one from the Danish hand dyer It's Yarn. This one was gifted to me this summer. It's called Flora, and it's a sock base. I am going to knit these together and make Daisy by Natasha Hornby. In the summer, I was going to go to Knit Sister Studio, which is a yarn shop in Middelfart in Denmark. Knit Sister Studio had a visit from Natasha Hornby in the summer, where she was giving a workshop unfortunately, I broke my wrist this summer and I could not participate. I could not drive, and the trains were crazy because the tracks were made. There were some reparations, and well, it was not possible for me to participate. But I'm going to be making the daisy because I really like this one. And as you can see in the picture, you can make it with a short sleeve or 3/4 sleeve. I guess I will be going for the 3/4 sleeve because I think the yarn calls for that. I think it would be too hot to wear in the summer with a short sleeve, so I will be doing the 3/4, I think. That's my plan anyway. But you know, the plans are made and then they are shifted all the time. Okay. I have a couple of other projects I want to show you. And it is because last summer I was helping out a Danish designer called Strik. She published a book last year, and I was doing some knitting for her. Some of the models that were going to be used in the book, and well, I might need to say this is a commercial according to Danish law, because I, of course, det klipper vi lige ud. So far, so good. Last summer, I was helping a Danish designer to knit some models for a book she published, and for that I got paid in yarn, and that is why I went to Yarn Freak, a Danish yarn store in Aarhus, where they are having the La Bien Aimée yarns, and I bought some yarns, and right now, well, I will show you the yarns. I have been talking about them in a previous episode on my podcast, but right now I will show you the colors, and then I will show you which projects they were meant for. I have this one. I will take them one at a time. This one is a merino singles. The color is called Vintage. Very beautiful colors also, I think. They're playing well together. And one more single called Bisque. I have two of this color. Then I got another merino singles, Arcady, something like that, with beautiful green and purple tones. Also very, very beautiful. A little bit pink down here. And mohair silk blend. Look how shiny this one is. Isn't it pretty? I think it's so beautiful. This color is called Fiori. And then I got these two. This is Suri, baby Suri, alpaca and silk. And the color is called Adagio, maybe? Again, the French, I cannot pronounce it properly. Please bear with me and my English also. But maybe you can read the name of it. Yeah. All these skeins of yarns are going to be used in the handpicked tee. I will put in a picture because I have these in plastic and that would be too noisy, I think. But the handpicked tea, for that one, I will be using, I think that would be these 3 skeins, or not. Yes, main color would be the bisque and contrast color would be this one, the vintage. Yeah, and the other colors would be for Sweet Sister. That would be this one from Pure Knit and Pearl, a Danish designer. And the body would be made in the Suri. The sleeves will be made in, I think that would be in the mohair. And then the hem and the neckline would be in this color. So these 4 colors will be used in the Sweet Sister. Yeah, but these are summer knits and they are not going to get on my needles until, I guess, sometime next summer, perhaps. We'll see. Yes. Oh, that's a lot to take in. I hope you get inspired just a little bit. Maybe if any of you have any questions for any of the patterns I have been showing, please write them in the show notes, and I will, in the comments, of course, please write them in the comments, and I will be glad to answer any questions. I will not be making show notes for this episode because it's the Knitathon and I am recording Saturday. It's very close to the Knitathon is starting. It has been a crazy busy couple of weeks and I have not had the time to make a recording, to record this episode. I was actually planning on going live, but I don't think that I have the time for it. I hope that I can sit and chat with you when you see this episode. That's my plan anyway. But finding the yarns and getting ready, it has been taking more time than I actually thought it would. And that's why I decided that I would make the record today, and I will hope to get it ready for you in time for the Knitathon. I have a couple of more skeins to show you, and they actually have not yet a project. And that's why I would like you to help me, because if you do have a project that you think could go well with the yarn, please let me know. As I said, I would like to have a little help choosing some kind of pattern. The yarn I will show you is this one. Some years ago I participated in something called fiber share. Fiber share would be the same as wool swap, if you know that, where you would be paired with someone that you would have to send a yarn gift to, and you will receive a yarn gift as well. In the fiber share, it was 2 different people. I would receive from one person and send something to another person. And one of the skeins I received back then was this beauty. This is Superwash Merino, 100% merino. The color is called Twilight, and it is from a farm, Valhalla Farm. This is from the US. And I actually don't know if the Valhalla Farm still exists. I know that the woman who had the farm, or the family who had the farm, the man got sick and needed a lot of treatment, and they didn't have a very good insurance, so it was very hard for them at that time. And the woman took off some time from work to nurse her husband in their home. So she sold out a lot of her yarns when they were closing down. At that point, she did mention that she might want to start again at some point, but I actually don't know if they are running again. I have not looked into that, but I can feel right now talking to it that I definitely want to find out. She made very beautiful colors as well, as so many others do, but this is a skein that I have from back then, and I have been pairing it with this one called Blågårlilla, and that is from Its Yarn, and again the Danish yarn dye brand. And I think they go pretty well together, these colors. I really think they're very close to each other, the purple tones. So I think they could make a very beautiful, maybe some stranded color work. I have been thinking a little bit about maybe Alpine Bloom or something like that, where I make some color work with this one as the contrast, and then of course the rest of the tea with the Blågårlilla. This is a single merino, and this one also is a single. Yeah, so they would go very good together, I think. Then I have this merino wool, superwash merino, from a yarn dyer called Yarny. I really don't think she's dyeing anymore. Also a Danish brand. The color is called Elegance. I have 2 skeins, and they are 700 meters in 100 grams. The pure knit and pearl I told you about a little before, the one who made the sister tea. Wasn't it called the sister tea? Where did I put it? No, Sweet Sister, this one. The same designer is making a lot of beautiful blouses in very thin yarns, and actually I think these 2 skeins are enough for one of these designs. I have one in my mind. I think it's called the Turtle Traveler. I will put in a picture so you can see it. I have been thinking a little bit about that. They could go for this one, but I have not yet decided. I haven't made up my mind yet. Again, if you do have any suggestions, please let me know in the comment. And then last year I bought these 2 skeins, summer colors. Right now I'm a little pale for these. This very, very, very beautiful. It's called Remember the Time. I have a pair of summer trousers where this color is in together with a teal or dark turquoise. Very beautiful summer pants. And my plan was to make one of Valentina's Knits designs in this. This is the mink yarn from a Knitter's World. I have had Rainer de Picas on my mind. I do have made that one several times, and I really think it would be beautiful in this color. They are a little bit more turquoise in real life. On the screen they look more blue or mint or something like that, but they are, well, it's very difficult to find the right color for you. They are a little more green in real life. Yeah. And then in the summer, when I was dyeing with the Cochinille, I also dyed a couple of skeins. This also is mink yarn. They were dyed with avocado, and then they were dyed with Cochinille. The mink yarn is very difficult to get the color to attach. There are a lot of viscoses in here, and viscoses is difficult to dye on. But I really think this color is pretty good. And again, I do not have a special project on my mind, but I am very open for suggestions. I really love the mink yarn. It's so nice to wear. It's so soft to the skin. It's not too warm. And it's, well, the knit you make of the mink yarn, I think, actually, or anyway, I think it is very elegant. And I'm a big fan of this very, very, very soft yarn. The content is mink, viscoses, cashmere, and wool. Yes. So, as you can see, I have a lot of yarn. I did not take all of it out on my table today. Some of it I put on my bed. I have a bed beside me here, and when I had it in my hands, actually I think some of the colors will not be good for me. Some of them is pretty old. It's a lot of years since I bought them. I am pretty sure that the most of those I bought, I got lucky, and maybe they were on sale or something like that. And I just thought, well, I need that. But I really think some of them will not be good for me. So I might want to put them for sale. I have not yet decided yet, but maybe I will show them on one of my regular episodes, and then I would put them on Instagram or something like that. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. It's pretty much blue tones. I'm not good in blue tones. Purple is okay. Some purples better than others, but the blue are a little bit too cold for me. And I really don't think that I'm going to be knitting with them. At least I'm not sure. I'm still thinking. I have some brown colors that I have not been showing yet. Some I really don't know what to do about anyway right now. And also some colors I'm waiting for a pattern to be released. It's still in the making of a cardigan. I did not show them either. I do have some undyed skeins, some silk yarn, and some other stuff I used to have on this shelf. They will be put back on when I'm done here. Yes. I can see I still have time. I will take a short break and then I will show something else to you. Okay, I just decided to find and show you the blue tones I was talking about before. I have these 3 skeins and I have absolutely no idea where they're from. I also really have no idea what the content is. My guess would be a merino, maybe a silk blend, merino silk. It could be, because they have this shine. Yeah, but I am not sure. And again, I am not too sure that the color would be good for me. I really have my doubt about this yarn. I have been having it in my collection for quite some time, but it's not talking that much to me. But again, holding it right now, I do think it's beautiful, but I am not sure that the color would be good on me. But you can see a lot of blue tones, a little bit green as well. I do think it's pretty, but maybe they will just have to be in the collection for a little longer, and then I might find the right pattern for it someday. Or maybe I will decide to sell these tree skeins. I don't know yet. Anyway, some other blue tones is those blue from Madelinetosh. Favorite pair, I guess that would be the color. This is a Subuash Merino fingering, and I thought they would be good with this one also from, again from its yarn. This one is called Jord, Vind og Ild, Earth, Wind and Fire. Again, they could be pretty good maybe in an alpine blue or bloom or any other pattern with stranded color work where you need a main color and a contrast color with some different colors in. And holding them right now, I fall in love again. I think they are so pretty, but again, I really don't know if the blue one is good for me. But they're not eating anything, so they could easily just be lying on the shelf for a while. Then I found these three skeins I want to show you. They are from Edop Garn, a Danish yarn dyer. I think she's still dyeing yarn. She's not been dyeing for so long. Well, again, I guess a couple of years time flies. But I really do think that these colors are very beautiful. They have these green, brown, a little purple. I like them a lot. But again, for now, I do not have a special project for these. This is Merino, Silk and Yak. And for sure I will get these ones on my needles because the colors, they are good for me. And I just need to find the right project. And once again, as I said before, if you have any suggestions, please tell me in the show notes or in the comment below. Yes, the last thing I think I will show you for now, and then I will give you a break before PA is running all things, ending all things. Oh my god, I'm babbling right now. I'm really sorry for that. I think I will take a little something to drink. My voice is getting a little rusty. I think I've been talking too much. What I want to show you for the last thing is a sweater I made a couple of years ago. I was helping a very young new Danish designer. She had made a cooperation with a yarn dyer. Right now I do not remember what she was called, but I know for sure she's not dyeing yarn anymore. The designer, I really don't think she is designing anymore, for the time being at least. She had a little baby about a year ago, or almost a year ago, and she is using all her time on the baby, of course. But she made a couple of designs and she asked me if I could test them so she could have the models with her when she went to fairs and things like that. But I don't think she was away that much. And when she decided to take a break or stop or whatever she did, she gifted me the sweaters that I have been making for her. One of them is this one. And dyeing yarn is actually pretty difficult. It's very difficult to get the colors you have on your mind. At least when you start, you need some time to practice before getting the right colors. And I have been showing some pictures about some yarns or some colors that I would like her to get close to. And when the yarn arrived, I thought, well, okay, I am knitting the sweater, but I am not going to use it. I think it's too much unicorn, maybe, but this is the one. I think it looks like bubblegum or something like that. A lot of pooling is going on, but that's okay. And that's why I actually decided that I think I will unravel this one, because it's a very nice silk mohair. And I think it's a shame that this one is just lying in my closet and I'm never using it. I have one skein that was not used, and you can see the colors. They are very unicorn-like. And this is how it looks when it's wound up. And then I thought, well, maybe I could dye it, over dye it, and maybe I could pair it with something else. And then I actually bought these two skeins, and I thought, well, maybe, just maybe, I have this one I can test with, and then I could see how will it look if I knit these two together. And the project I have been thinking about making is the Lykke jumper from Strik. I will put in a picture so you can see which one it is. It might be good, but it also might be not good. But I think it would be worth a try. And if the result is not something that I will wear, if I am knitting a little gauge swatch or something like that, I can see if I think the colors work well together. And if they don't work that well together, I think I will just unravel and then I will over dye the silk mohair, so it can be used in another project. Or actually maybe I can dye it in a color that will match these two skeins, and then I could knit that Lykke jumper. The Lykke jumper is made with 2 strands of yarn, a fingering weight yarn and a mohair weight yarn. And I think that could be pretty good, but well, we'll see. As you have seen, I don't have time enough. I have so many projects and I am so inspired, and every time I look at other knitting podcasts or every time I'm scrolling on Instagram, I see some things and I think, oh my gosh, that one I want and that one I want. We get so inspired everywhere, and that of course is nice, but sometimes, for me at least, it could be a little too much. Yeah, I get tempted all the time. I get tempted buying yarn, I get tempted knitting tests, I get tempted knitting some of the projects I already have, and some of the projects I see on your channels, those of you who are doing knitting podcast as well, my friends, all the way around. And of course that's nice, but sometimes it's also a little hard because I want to do all of it and I can't. I love knitting and I find peace when I knit, and sometimes I just need to pull out the plug and then say, I am taking one project at a time. I have plans, yes. I know what I want to make, yes. And eventually, some of the things I have been showing you today will get onto my needles. I really hope that you have been a little inspired. I hope you have been enjoyed the whole weekend. And I will give you a little break now before Pia is closing everything down. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you might want to tune in some other times. I'm trying once in a while to make an English episode for those of you who don't understand Danish, but most of my episodes are in Danish. So thank you for now, and I wish you all the best.